What is going on, y'all? It is your girl ToShae B336 Tarot here. I hope y'all are having a fantastic Sunday Soul Day. Very good, Nem. Very good. Coming through with the weekly word from Spirit Nem and the Ancestors Nem, right? We coming out of Mercury retrograde. We got some planets that's going direct on what tomorrow. We have a full moon in Aries coming up. So there is a lot going on, y'all. There is a lot going on, but that's okay because we here for it, right? Very good. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, of course, with the sage, setting the intention to cleanse, remove, protect, and purify this space, the cards, our energy, and our auric fields of any and all negativity, negative energy, low vibrational energy, sent intentionally or unintentionally from those known and unknown, including ourselves. All right. So let's go, y'all. Let's see what Spirit Nem and the Ancestors Nem got to say as we move into the beginning of this week. A shift in energy for sure. Right? The crows already out there. Look, there go. Hey, Ancestors Nem. Crows already out there. They said we ready, child. We are ready to see what is going on for us this week, right? Y'all, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. So it's good go. All right, y'all. So let's go. So spirit guides, ancestors, and angels of the highest and purest light and vibration and energy. Come through, Spirit Nem. What do we need to talk about? What do we need to look forward to for the rest of this week? Truth, clarity, wisdom, and guidance. All right. As I'm getting ready to jump into these cards, y'all, if you have not already, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all in advance. All right. Um, Very good, Nem. So let's go. Let's go. Let's see what we got going on. We're going to get these first words out and see what we got. Okay. So the first card that we have to come out is professionalism. This card says this is an omen to pay closer attention to the way you present yourself in a professional setting. Be on time, be prepared, put forth your best self. Um, Make sure that when you are working, well, no matter what you're doing, you're putting your best foot forward. You are showing up authentically and being who you are, with no care for judgment, right? But if you work for someone else, if you're not like self-employed or doing your own thing, just remember that you have to be and conduct yourself a certain way in all, even not in a work situation, even if this is in everyday life with everyday people, right? You just need to make sure that you are showing up and being, um I don't want to use a bad word, so let me say it. You want to make sure that you're showing up appropriately. All right. Make sure that you are being, um work ready is what they just said. Make sure that you are prepared for the job. Make sure that you have everything going. Okay. Next card to come out is graduation. This card says, congratulations, you have graduated from a really difficult life lesson. Yeah, that's like Mercury retrograde, right? Coming out of Mercury retrograde, coming out of Saturn going direct last week. It's like you could take a breath, right? You can breathe. You've learned the lesson and you realize how you need to move forward, um, after going through these maybe tough times, difficult times that you have gone through. Um, you may be educating yourself. You may be taking additional classes, going back to school, things like that, educating, pouring into yourself. They're showing me the Eight of Pentacles in my head, self development, definitely showing me self care as well. Okay. It's like the end of a cycle. New cycles are definitely starting and approaching and coming into being for everyone. All right. So just make sure, congratulate yourself, right? That's what they say. Congratulate yourself and be happy about that, because these cycles were actually very difficult. It was a lot going on. This Mercury retrograde was not terrible, but it did bring a lot of things into focus that needed to be healed, that needed to be taken care of. We will still be in the retrograde shadow for about a week or so after retrograde is over. So just keep in mind that you may still be dealing with some of that residual energy. It's not like boom, you know what I'm saying? Mercury go direct, and everything. No, it don't be like that, right? There is a pre and a post retrograde shadow. Okay. Very good, Nim. Next card you guys have to come out is deception. This card says someone or something is not what they appear to be. Cunning manipulation and mastery of deception is at play. Only trust vetted people, information, places, or situations. Do not trust blindly. Your intuition is your guiding light. Stand and stay in your truth. Say no to suspicious situations and do not get bullied or coerced. So what they're saying is, look, use your discernment, right? Use your intuition. Let your intuition be your compass. You don't want to get wrapped up with people who do not have your best interest at heart, who are deceptive. They're showing me the magician in the reverse, right? Manipulative, narcissistic. These of people that you, if this is what they is not being 100 with you, if they're not being true with you, right? And you need to make sure that you are listening to your higher self. This message has been coming through loud and clear um for the last about week or so, right? Because we're tying up loose ends, because we are moving through to new chapters and new cycles, right? That is Saturn going direct, that's Jupiter going direct, that's Mercury going direct. These are energies that we're moving into. We graduating, child. We are moving on, we moving up. We don't have time to deal with those same types of people. So if these are the types of karmic situations, lessons that you are having to master and learn, they just showed me the Six of Swords. You are moving forward from that because we ain't got time for that anymore, right? Very good. Next card to come out, you have resistance. This card says the energy of resistance is present. Carefully assess the situation. This is an omen to signify that you or someone else is resisting change or an offer for something. Different than stubbornness, displaying resistance is a way of saying no to something, for not being ready or in agreement to what is being proposed. And they're bringing this to me again. You have to stand in your no, right? You have to stand in your no. If you know what it is that you want for yourself, what you want to do, listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, let your compass guide you, okay? The more you say no, the more people will understand and respect your no. You ain't asking for them to understand, agree, nor like, but if you are standing in your power, is true for you, guess what? That is the most important thing. In this last Mercury retrograde, what they are telling me is that we have got to move on. You have to choose your happiness. You have to choose your growth. You have to choose what is best for you. And this is for everybody. This is for everybody to do this, right? This is for everybody to choose themselves above all others. You cannot be, your happiness does not come from outside people, sources. It starts from within. And you, if you are not happy within yourself, Spirit Nem, Ancestors Nem is saying, listen, what is going to make you happy? And it's not material things, right? It's not new houses and new cars and $1 million, because this is the thing. If you, those things cannot make you happy. Your inner peace, listening to yourself, protecting your peace, protecting your energy, that is what is going to truly make you happy. And they're wanting you to follow that happiness, follow the calling of your heart, follow what means the most to you, right? Very good. Very, very good. All right. So let's go ahead and get some more cards out here, y'all. See what else we have to say before we, or Spirit Name have to say before we jump into the tarot. Okay. Very good. Yep. I can see that. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. All right. Listen, they are being, Spirit Name being so clear. All right. First card you have to come out is taking steps. This is an intention card. This is moving forward. Again, it's the same, it's going to be it's the same message again, right? You have to take the steps that are necessary in order for you to be happy. And it's not asking anyone else for agreement. The rest of this week, what they're showing me, this is like a wrap up week, y'all. This is like, okay, I know that I'm not quite there, but there's still some things that I need to do. There's still some things that I need to handle. There's still certain steps that I need to take. And what the other, in the next card, let me go ahead and show you that you have to come out is fear. And what Spirit is saying is we can no longer, we're graduating from this, right? We are graduating from fear, anxiety, 9 of Swords, they just showed me. We're graduating from this. We don't have time to hold on to fear, to hold on to past versions or life lessons or relationships, houses, things that did not make us happy. We do not have time to continue to hold on to that. We can't be in the shadows anymore. You have to, we have both light and dark and within us, light and shadow. You have to face the shadows. And again, your shadows are your fears, the things that you are that keep you and prevent you from taking steps forward. This is all about your energy. What do you want to live in your light or do you want to live in your dark? Is what they just said, right? Look, next card to come out is conflict. Okay. Remember, I said a minute ago, they showed me the 6 of Swords in my head. And this is, again, like the 6 of Swords in this card. This is conflict. This is clarifying this deception card. What are you refusing to do? What are you refusing to see? What are you refusing to face? Is what Spirit is saying. You're deceiving yourself by talking yourself into conflict that is not there. And if you are having trouble taking steps forward, what Spirit is saying is they need you to trust. They need you to trust that they are going to help you to move along. They are going to help you. They just showed me 5 of Wands on this card. They are going to help you move forward from this conflict, right? Into better times, into better situations. They're wanting you to release this fear and remember who you are. They're not wanting you, they're this resistance card coming up with status quo. It's not time to stay in that. You have to move forward. You have to stop going with it. And what they just said is like telling yourself you're being resistant to change is what they're saying. You're being resistant to stepping into a new cycle because you are not trusting. Number one, they said that Spirit has your back and that Spirit is going to help you and move you into easier times. But you cannot force something that is not there. When it's time to let something go, literally Spirit then will come through and say, you know what, I told you. Now I told you to go ahead and let go of this. Okay, you don't have to, but either way, you're either going to choose to repeat the same cycle or you're going to choose to move forward, right? And at some point, you're going, it is what they use, like a saying, they say, you get tired of being sick and tired, right? You will get to that point where you no longer want to be in this same cycle of conflict, of deception, holding on to fear, resisting change. It is time to move forward. Okay. Very good, Nem. Very good. Okay. Again, y'all, don't, we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. So this is like the final wrap up. This is like the final, you know what I'm saying? Spirit Nem coming through saying, all right, now we got to get this cleaned up. Okay, we got to do some things different. All right, very good. Okay, let's see what else we got. Come through Spirit Nem, Ancestors Nem. What else do we have for the people today? All right. So, next card we have to come out is Clouds Shape Shifting. What they are saying on this card is it is time to birth, bring into fruition, create this it, and actually be this new version of you. Um, these are the this is what we're taking steps towards. This is, it's like seeing the vision, putting it into place, and using your powers of manifestation to help to create that. The clouds are clearing. You are becoming more clear. You're receiving clarity. They just showed me the Ace of Swords. You're receiving clarity. You're listening to yourself. You are understanding that you can absolutely take the steps to move into the next cycle. And this is what is being called, you're being called to do for the rest of this week. Some self-reflection, some solitude, right? So that you can really take some time and face these fears. You need to do some self-reflection. You have the solitude card coming out and the island card. It's like, listen, and oh, look, I just paid attention to this. On both of these cards, it's like a light and a dark aspect, right? The light and the shadow. You have to face these fears, because there's beauty in fear, okay? And most people probably wouldn't say that, but when you actually face your fear and you sit down and you really understand and talk to yourself, of course, this solitude card is showing the hermit. When you really do some inner work, some self-reflection, and you really say, you know what, this is how did I get here, what is it that I need to learn, and what's next? Where do I go from here? You don't have to stay stuck. Your fear is like analysis paralysis, right? You don't have to stay in fear. You also don't have solitude is not in and talking to yourself, right? This is literally, y'all, like not even kidding. This is like a continuation of last week. It's like the same type of energy. You're still being called to step into, wrapping things up, tying up loose ends is what they are saying. They're wanting, there's still some things that you have to address with yourself, and talk to Spirit Nem about, right? Very good. Next card we have to come out is Mountain Strength. Okay, so this is, they're showing me like inner conflict on this. It's like, you have to find your personal power. You have to find your strength. You have to remember who you are. You have to stand firm. They're showing me boundaries, like putting down strong boundaries and saying no, asserting your will where you need to assert your will, right? Not letting anyone else put you in a state of internal conflict is what they just said. Remembering your strength, showing up for you, showing up strong. Both of these cards have mountains in them. Let me just make sure. Yeah, both of these cards have mountains in them. Okay. This is you remembering your strength. This is you not, it's like not being willing to budge on what you know is for you, what your values, your morals, your beliefs. Set your boundaries, okay? You have got to set your boundaries, and you got to keep them there, right? You have to keep them there, okay? Next card to come out, you have the lake coming out with status quo and stillness. What they're saying is, we go back to solitude, right? You have to sit and talk with yourself and really understand and do some self-reflection. This is still the perfect time to do this, because there Spirit is wanting you to expand. It's time to move up. It's time to transcend this conflict, these fears, this deception, this. It is time to get still. And if that means being in a place of solitude to do reflection, then that is what is necessary, right? During this Mercury retrograde, that literally is what I have been doing. I kind of just went internal. It's really sitting and talking with myself. Where am I at? What do I want to do? Where am I trying to go? Getting focused, being very clear with yourself about what's next. They're also telling me that you need to make sure that you're standing in the present, right? You need to stay grounded, stay and realign yourself with the present and reconnect with nature. They're definitely showing me like a lot of water here. So if you have been very emotional, don't trip, okay? Because listen, it is the full moon coming up on the 20th, and that energy is already starting. But this full moon is actually a time of new beginnings, okay? New beginnings, new things. So this period of solitude, taking and this solitude and this stillness, right? Taking this time to really get very clear about what is the next move, where am I trying to go? Because with the full moon in Aries, this is a time of new beginnings. We have so many shifts that are happening with the energies and the planets, and Spirit is saying, okay, where are we going? What do we want to do? What do we want to see happen? All right. Where do you want me to take you? Where I'm here, and I'm here to guide you. Where is it that you want to go? All right, very good. Let's go ahead and get some work your light cards out here. Look, y'all, okay. So, first card to come out, you have Share Your Voice. This card says, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. There's a lot of water coming up in these cards. So I definitely feel like It's coming out of the emotional body, coming out of acting with your emotions and merging the two. Okay, share your voice, speak your truth, be who you are. Don't be afraid to communicate with spirit. Don't be afraid to communicate with yourself. Don't let your mind um overtalk your heart, and let your heart and your mind merge. But you have to be very clear. This is one of the steps that you are taking coming out of the cave. Again, of course, the hermit, this is going, it's what the way they're showing me this is the way out is in. They showed me that the other day in a reading. I don't remember which one, but the way out is in. They're wanting you to reconnect with spirit and spend some time in solitude if necessary. And that is reconnecting with your higher self, reconnecting with your intuition. Okay, very good, Neil. Next card we have to come out is the ever unfolding rose. This card says cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay. Listen, life life moves on. Life keeps going. Life, it's layers to life. You're never going to have something going on, right? You'll always have something going on. I guess it's a better way to say that. But it's about realizing that the only thing you can really control is the now, how you're talking to yourself, how you are dealing with yourself, how you are wanting to move forward. What can you do right now? There are layers. Don't forward. This card is saying life is happening for you, not to you. Okay, when you choose to let life happen for you, you open up a magnitude of possibilities for yourself. You open up new ideas. When you open yourself to spirit, when you are willing to listen to the ideas and the information and the messages and the downloads, when you are ready to take control of your life and say, you know what, if you know you overspend, taking control of your budget, really managing your finances, if you know you overeat, eating healthier, right? If you have addictions like smoking, drinking, things like that, this is saying, you know what? I'm ready to, that was who I was. That's not who I am anymore. I'm ready to move past that. I'm ready to graduate, right? I'm ready to move into a different way of being, a different way of seeing, right? Is what spirit is saying. And they're guiding you to this and through this because it's time to move forward. You have to let something go. I tell y'all all the time, you got to let something go in order to make room for something better, right? And that is what spirit is encouraging you to do, is to let go of what you cannot control, of what you can't do anything about, and trust that when you start letting life happen for you, that you are going to be guided in the direction that you need to go in, so that you can sorry y'all, so that you can um look, real life over here, don't judge me, okay? So that you can continue to have or create the life that you want, right? Very good, Neil. Okay, next card to come out is awakening. This card says energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. This is what we were talking about. This is transformation, is moving into the next step. This is understanding that life is bigger than just what you see directly in front of you. If you are, it's like you're waking up to your true purpose, your true power, the things that mean the most to you. You're waking up to these things. You're waking up to this understanding. You're trusting in spirit. You're no longer trying to deny where you're trying to go, is what they just said. It's like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to move forward. We are going to trust in the strength and the comfort of spirit nem, ancestors nem. We are going to trust in that, right? Because that is where your strength is actually coming from. Okay. You have warrior woman that is coming out. Have you answered your deepest calling? This comes back to me for stillness and the hermit, right? This is saying, are you very clear about what it is you want? Oh, and this card looks like the Ace of Swords that I saw, right? That they showed me in my head. Are you very clear about what it is that you want? Are you very clear about the direction that you're going in? what are you protecting? What it is that you want to do and who you want to be, your ideas, the things that are important to you. Are you protecting those things? Are you sharing your voice? Are you still holding on to this fear, conflict, um and not moving into the next cycle? Because this the thing, what Spirit is saying is you can choose to go back through the same pattern again, the same cycle again. That is your choice. But at what point do you get tired of being sick and tired, right? Very good, Nim. Very good. All right, Spirit. What else do we have? It's still, again, this is a lot of residual energy that we have coming out. Oh, they said they only want two out of that. Look. Okay. They only want two. So residual energy, right? We're coming out of Mercury retrograde, but this week is going to be easing up. The energy is going to be easing up. Okay. So the next card y'all had to come out is the mice. They just said in my head, three blind mice. Like, are you leading or are you following? Right? They're wanting you to take take some time, and so they're wanting you to clean up your energy. Um, and they're wanting you to make sure that you are not being led by the blind, is what they just said. Okay, very good, Nim. Next card to come out, we have the ship. Again, the very same energy with the Six of Swords, because that's what this brought me to. Again, this is Spirit helping you, guiding you, moving you out of this conflict, out of this place of not knowing, and not knowing how to trust the unknown, is what they just said. Spirit is saying, no, we are going to help you move through this. Life is not always going to be bad. Life is not always going to be um, trials and tribulations. They're needing you to trust that they are showing you out of the way out of this conflict, right? And during Mercury retrograde, one thing that I have found is that you can kind of get lost, lose your way during retrograde, right? That's what Mercury and them be doing, child. They be you may be all the way on point, on path, and then all of a sudden it's like the rug is pulled from under you, right? You don't know what's going on, you don't know what's happening, and you just be like, wait a minute, you almost feel directionless. But as Mercury retrograde ends, you will figure, you'll remember what you're doing, where you're going, the direction that you're headed in. Okay, things from the surface, I mean from the past, come to the surface because they have to be dealt with, they have to be healed, right? We have to come on, Spirit Neil. um Look, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry, I know I be getting excited about these cards, child. I be getting excited, right? You listen, you are being guided. Okay, you are definitely going through an awakening. This has been very, very clear for like the last 3 weeks of this retrograde. All right, but let me jump back into the cards. Okay, y'all have psychic strength. Can y'all see that? Look, psychic strength. This card says shield, talismans, gold, light. This is actually, they're pointing out this hamster eye on this card, if y'all can see that. And I actually have one on my bracelet, and I have another thing on the table that I put on the table. Look, this is the awakening that's happening, right? This is like your glow up. You've been asking Spirit to strengthen your psychic gifts, to strengthen your psychic abilities, or because it's like you're awakening to these things. You're awakening to how tapped in you are to your intuition. You're awakening yourself to your discernment. And Spirit is saying, trust this. They're also showing me on this card to shield and protect your energy. Because when you are psychic, empathic, any of these abilities, right? You you tend to pick up the energy of others. You tend to pick up on emotions of others, right? And so Spirit is saying, make sure that you shield and protect your energy so that you will be able to know the difference between somebody else's energy and your own. Okay? Very good, Nim. Look, I cannot, real time, real truth coming through. Listen, y'all, Spirit guides. Didn't I tell y'all Spirit Nem and the Ancestors Nem was coming in to help? They are guiding. I can't, y'all. This card says insight, guidance, purpose. They're leading you, they're guiding you. You may have some connections with shamans, is what they just said, but they are guiding you and they are trying to. And the other thing they're saying is, if you have been, oh, I just got to chill. If you have been asking for assistance, asking for answers, asking for help, and not receiving that, Spirit is saying they need you to trust your judgment. That you have your spirit guides, ancestors, angels, they are always going to be there. But this is about trusting your own psychic strengths and abilities and intuition. This is about you listening to yourself. Remember, I was talking about doing like self-reflection, inner work. This is about you going within and trusting the answers that you are receiving outside of spirit. I know that may sound crazy, y'all, but you have to trust your own judgment. You have to, if you are asking for answers and they ain't coming, keep meditating by all means. Please keep meditating, okay? But they are saying they need you to trust your judgment, right? Trust your intuition in them. Okay, very good, very good. All right, next card to come out. This says go after your goals, persist, encourage, advance. Then where do we have moving forward, y'all, taking steps, remembering your power. Then we have a strength card. Yes, we did. Remembering who you are, remembering your strength. There's a lion that is on this shield. They're also bringing me back to shielding and protecting your energy. They're showing me the nine of wands on this card, which is perseverance, which is keep going, keep going. Do not feel like, you may feel like giving up. Look at the butterfly. You may feel like giving up. You may feel like just lost and not understanding. You listen, Spirit Nem, the Ancestors Nem is coming through and saying you are coming out of this conflict. You have to trust and believe that things are not the same as they used to be. You are not living the same life that you were living before. You are not, and you're not going to. You have to trust that you are moving forward and things are moving forward for you, right? Trust your intuition, trust your gifts, trust your abilities. Because it's like what they're telling me is like you've been asking for these. You've been asking for this truth, this clarity. You've been asking for this awakening, and now it's here, and they don't want you to be afraid of it. They want you to embrace the changes that are happening, embrace the fears that you were feeling about the changes that are happening, right? 33:22 on the timer as I look. Embrace the changes. You are being guided into where you need to go. Protect yourself, persist. They are encouraging you and asking you to just keep going. This week, when you feel like you can't, keep going. Keep going. That's what they keep saying. Keep going. When you feel like you can't accomplish, you can't move forward, Spirit is saying, keep going, okay? Because you're moving into a different part of life and a different path, all right? Very good, Nim. Very good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get some tarot for y'all, see what we got going. Look, bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. So let's go. Spirit guides, ancestors, and angels of the highest and purest light, vibration, and energy. Spirit Nim, what do we have going on? What else do... Look, it came out anyway. Okay, that's it. Very good. All right, y'all. So, first card we have to come out is, can y'all see this? The Goddess of Pentacles. This is nurturing yourself. This is, and they're showing me the butterflies that are on here. Transformation, right? Stability, security, everything that you've been asking for. If you've been asking for a message, if you've been asking for assistance with your finances, understand that this is coming. They're wanting you to, make sure that you're staying grounded and make sure that you are focusing on you. Okay. They're showing me this. They just brought my attention to this rabbit. There's a very, I don't even know if I can get y'all to see it, but there's a very small rabbit that is on there. This is fertility. This is great things coming in, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to nurture and you have to, you're creating these things and birthing these things into existence. But this week, the remainder of this week It's really about taking care of yourself and returning back to self, is what they're showing me on this Goddess of Pentacles. They want you to be mindful of how much time, energy, and attention you are pouring into yourself. How can you take better care of yourself? What can you do better for yourself? um, they're wanting you to nurture yourself, right? This is like the pre-empress energy for me. Is, listen, take care of yourself, right? Remember and understand how important it is, and also staying grounded so that you can stay out of the emotions that you may be feeling coming up with this full moon. They're wanting you to make sure that you stay grounded so that um, your mind doesn't get away from itself, right? Very good. Next card is the Seven of Wands. Can y'all see that? I hope so. Seven of Wands. So what they're telling me on this, y'all, is protect your energy, protect your peace. All right. And we talked about that somewhere. We talked about this on Go After Your Goals. You've done a lot of work. You have done a lot of work on yourself. You have done you and one thing I know is that self-development and self-improvement is not, it don't just stop, right? It's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing thing. And Spirit is saying, understand that you may have a little more work to go, but don't be afraid to do that work, right? Don't be afraid to step into who you are. You may have to defend yourself against some people. Um, you may have to defend your ideas, but you really don't, honestly, because if you can do what you want to do, is what they are saying, right? You don't have to do all of that. All right, very good. Next card to come up, you have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. This is saying, again, they're telling me more, doing some self work on yourself, right? This is not the time to they're showing me like depending on, to be listening to outside sources. You have to become true with yourself, and I think I talked about that when it was like listening to your own insight instead of the insight of others. Spirit is really pushing you to understand that no one else's opinion matters but yours, and they're wanting you to master that understanding. The Three of Pentacles in the upright tells us that you the queen bee. You have mastered your emotions, your work, whatever it is you're working on. You understand exactly who you are. In the reverse, what they're showing me is that you still need to do some work insofar as knowing that you don't have to depend on anyone else's opinion or validation. Look at the crow, Ancestors Nem out there, right? You don't have to depend on what anyone else is saying, anyone else's opinions, right? Of what you choose to do. This is your life, and you want to live your life the way you want to live it. Okay? Very good, Neil. So next card to come out, you have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. This is saying, if you, they're telling me, if you have new ideas, new opportunities, new sparks of inspiration, this is, they're bringing me back to listening to yourself, listening to the guidance. We always want our aces in the upright, right? Because aces are brought directly, they're from spirit. They are assistance from spirit, guidance from spirit. Spirit is saying, we are bringing these new opportunities, these new beginnings, these new, and look, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the last one in. You have the Ace of Cups with the Ace of Wands. Spirit is bringing in new love opportunities, but they're wanting you to also have some self-love, right? Listen to your intuition. That's what they're telling me on this Ace of Wands. New beginnings are definitely on deck. Emotionally peaceful, new beginnings. This is like they're showing me where you, again, I think I mentioned the desert earlier, coming out of a sense of feeling like you were in the desert, coming out of a period of feeling like love lost. The Ace of Cups came up in the upright, y'all. So they are saying, trust in these new beginnings because they are being presented to you, right? They are being presented to you. Okay. Very good, Nim. Again, y'all, don't trip too much. This is the end of retrograde. It is absolutely normal to still be dealing and kind of reeling from these thoughts and these things that we have going on, these fears, moving into new cycles. You know what I'm saying? That's where this fear can come from, and this resistance to move forward. But we're gonna move forward, right? That's what's happening. We're gonna graduate, right? We're gonna graduate. All right. What's next, Spirit? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get some clarifiers for our cards, y'all, and see what else we need to know. All right, come through, Spirit Nem and Nem. Look, very good, very good. And they said, wait, let me put this over here. Y'all. Come on, Spirit. Look, bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Swords coming through. Messages coming in. You got to receive them, child. You got to receive them, right? So we have the Sun card coming out. Return to inner child. Have some fun. Remember that life is not all fear, conflict, struggles, anxiety, sleepless nights. Remember that you at any point can bring yourself out of that type of energy, okay? You do not have to stay stuck feeling like there's nothing better than this. Spirit is wanting you to have some fun. Again, this is the same message from last week. Have some fun. Reconnect with your inner child. Reconnect with what makes you happy. What makes you happy? Get very clear about that, right? Have some fun. Accept invitations that come in. Accept opportunities that come in. Because look, they coming, child. The opportunities are coming in. Okay, y'all have new beginnings that are coming in on deck. Reason I say that, look, another ace coming through. Uh-oh, y'all. We got the Ace of Pentacles. So now you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Look at all of these divinely guided opportunities that are coming in money, in love, in your self-esteem, in your confidence. Message, you have all of these things that are coming in, and Spirit is saying they need you to be open and receptive to receiving these things, right? Receiving these blessings and new opportunities and new beginnings coming in, because they are sending them to you. But it's like what they're saying is you're not trusting them because you're still holding on to the fears, right? And the things that are keeping you in this state of mental anxiety and in this repeating cycle. And they're like, look, we ain't got time, right? We got things. It is time to move forward. It is time for new beginnings to come through. Okay. Next card to come out, you have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, stuck, stagnant, not moving forward. But they're also saying that you have to have some patience and show some grace and mercy with yourself. Everything is not going to happen overnight, but the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And Spirit is saying, yes, you're keeping yourself stuck. You're keeping yourself in this energy that is preventing you from moving forward. They're bringing me back to this fear card. They're bringing me back to this conflict card. They're saying you have to choose to want to move forward. Do you want to move forward, or do you want to repeat what you have already gone through? The pain, the hurt, any of those things. You can choose to turn this night the way he wanted, like this way, anytime you want to, right? It's a matter of what do you want to do. Are you ready for these new beginnings and opportunities that Spirit is bringing? If you have been concerned about your money, you it's abundance coming in, child. It is abundance coming in on deck, but you have to make the choice to accept and be open to receive this abundance when it comes in. Y'all, this last card, I can't wait to get to it. But anyway, wait. Next card you have to come up is the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Spirit is saying, listen, you can't keep fighting yourself, is what they just said. You can't keep fighting yourself. You can't keep fighting your destiny. You can't keep fighting your wisdom. You can't keep fighting your intuition. You have to make the choice. From the Eight of Cups, we walk into the Nine of Cups. But Spirit is saying they no longer want you to keep yourself stuck. It is time to move on. It is time to move into things that are more generous for you, new opportunities, new beginnings, new life situations, accepting your psychic gifts, listening to your insight, and being persistent. What do you want? Where are you trying to go? That Spirit is just waiting, right? It's like this is Spirit, Nem. And the ancestors Nem sitting here like, we are you ready? What you want? What you want to do, right? Letting go of stagnant energy, letting go of the things that no longer serve, that just ain't good for you, y'all. It is time to let go. It is time to let go. Okay. Next card. Look, y'all, the Supreme. This is the end all and be all. This is knowing your power, knowing your strength, knowing your worth, knowing that you can create. Oh, look, and I just paid attention to this. You had this same combination came out last week, y'all. I kid you not. There is on this Supreme card, if you can see, there are 3 pentacles here in the corner. You already had the 3 of Pentacles to come up. This is knowing that you have mastered your money, mastered no, the 2 of Cups that's on this Supreme card. You are connected with your higher self, connected with your intuition. This is knowing that with the Ace of Wands. Oh, y'all. Look, I said they showed me the Ace of Swords, but look, here we have the Ace of Wands here. You got the 3 of Pentacles, you got the Ace of Wands. That's on this card as well. And they're bringing, remember I said they showed me the Ace of Swords in my head, and we had this card that reminded me of the Ace of Swords. This is getting into, look, it's time to release some things, y'all. This is the main message coming up for this full moon. This is standing in your ultimate power, knowing that you are the creator of this life. You can choose at any time to move forward. And Spirit is absolutely saying, come on, let's go. Let's get on board. Let's board this shit. Like they just played, Spirit Nem just played like the party train in my head. Is go, don't miss that train. Never mind. Anyway, listen, they are wanting you to step into your power, into knowing exactly who you are, being at peace, understanding that time is an illusion. I know y'all may not think that, but time is an illusion. We create time when all we really need to do is stay in the now, stay grounded, stay present, right? Be the supreme, be the master of your life, be the master of your emotions, be the master of your money, be the master of every of your creation, right? You are the creation and the creator. You are the master of your own life. And Spirit is wanting you to step into knowing and understanding that and saying, can't nobody tell you otherwise, right? They're wanting you to move into this next cycle. Y'all, we got about a week. We got to let go of these fears, this conflict, all of these things that are keeping us stuck in these same cycles, right? These same cycles that are keeping us in this dark cave, keeping us from moving forward, thinking that the water is always going to be choppy. It's always going to be something. The more you think that something's going to happen, the more it's going to happen, right? So you want to stand in the power of the sun, stand in the power of the supreme, right? Recognize and understand that there is nothing that is off limits to you. You can have what you want, but it requires you listening to yourself, your insight. Um, and they just brought me to this card. It is saying, once you come to a place of stillness and talking to yourself, your purpose will be made clear to you. You don't have to chase it, is what Spirit is saying. Spirit Nem is like, listen, if you can get still enough and be very clear about what it is that you actually want, what your goals are, Spirit is saying what you are trying to accomplish will absolutely be shown to you with this sun. Have some fun, okay? Have some fun. Get out of your head for a second. Get out of the fears and the worries and what ifs and the when you stop focusing on that and just focus on being present and just being right where you are, that's when your answers are going to come. That's when your inspirations are going to come, right? That's when your Ace of Wands is going to come. That's when you will really be able to develop your psychic gifts, your psychic strengths, right? That's when you'll have more clear understanding of what it is that you are trying to see, is what they just said. Again, they're bringing me back to psychic gifts, talents, skills, and abilities. Okay, you're stepping into this new power, these new versions of yourself, but it's going to require a period of solitude, stillness, and recognizing and remembering your inner strength. Okay, is what they just said. Very, very good. All right, Spirit, as we close the reading out, what else do we have? They said, let's go with, they want me to give y'all some guidance for the rest of the week and how to get rid or to get a better understanding of which direction or what needs to be let go of as we wrap up the end of this retrograde. All right, very good, very good. Oh, wait a minute, Spirit Neil. Don't look. That was too many cards, y'all. All right, come through Spirit, Spirit guides, ancestors, and angels. Uh-oh. Look, they said they wanted that card for real. Ooh, okay. They said two more. Come through Spirit Neil, Ancestors Nem. What else? What guidance do we have for? Okay. Wait a minute, Sears. What guidance do we have? Look, yeah, real life over here. Okay, wait a minute. I'm back. So the first guidance, word of guidance that you guys have to come out. This is release negative habits. This card says we all form habits and patterns in our lives, whether in thought or in action. But like a pair of comfortable old slippers, there comes a time when they outgrow their value to us and we must let them go. Do something different today that shakes you out of your usual ways of responding and have fun doing so. Remember, I talked about that, and that's the number 44 card, by the way. Have some fun. You got to let go of the old, releasing negative habits, releasing fear, right? Message, releasing conflict, releasing the status quo, releasing being the same that you've always been and doing things differently, right? Have some fun. What wasn't it? Okay, sorry, y'all. Next card. Oh, that's okay. Next card to come out, you have compromise. This is the number 8 card. This says, are you in a situation where you need to make a compromise, or are you compromising too much? This card asks you to review your position and be sure to find a solution that takes the needs of all parties into account, including yourself. Remember, I was saying this is about returning to self. The rest of this week is about returning to self, okay? Being your own rainbow. Look, being the light at the pot of gold at the end of your rainbow, releasing these negative thoughts, habits, beliefs, patterns, people, message, relationships, all that. We letting go of all of that. Okay. And they started the wait, okay. The way same way they started the reading, this is how they ending it. The next card you come to have to come out is have your voice. Number 22. Is there something that you need to say? An inability to speak out can leave us with feelings of hurt and resentment, which then create a kind of internal, energetic roadblock. Voice your feelings to yourself or write them down. It is time to release the past. Look, we started with that. Again, we have share your voice, have, have your voice, share your voice. Speak up for you, be true to you. Be don't be scared to say no. Uh-uh. I don't want to do it. That ain't what I want, and that's not what's gonna happen. Okay, y'all. We are releasing fear. We are releasing conflict. Look, with this said, we releasing conflict. We are speaking up for ourselves. We are releasing negative habits. We are moving forward. Okay. Trust in your intuition. Trust your spirit guides. Trust spirit is leading and guiding you. Continue to go after your goals. Make sure check in with your intuition in, right? Go after your goals, persevere, right? Keep continuing to practice positivity with yourself, speaking life into yourself, and the and where you're trying to go is what they are saying. Okay, very good, Nim. I hope this for y'all. Again, don't stress out. We are coming out of Mercury retrograde shadow. This is really beautiful energy because we've tied some things up, we've let go of some things, and now we are moving and ready to move into this cycle, right? And I feel like completion will happen before the end of this week for everyone. Okay, gonna get a lot of clarity. Gotta get a lot of clarity this week and a lot of things done. All right.